Let's bring in the chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, Lavora Barnes, and the chair of the Wisconsin Republican Party, Brian Schimming. Good to see both of you. Okay, Lavora, you just heard a couple of young voters in Oakland County. Talk about the places in your state where this election will be decided, and how much has your ground game focused on the many college students in Michigan?
Hi, Chris. It's great to see you. I have to tell you, I love seeing those kids in Oakland County. Oakland County, of course, is going to be a place where we are working hard and where we're expecting large turnout, good Democrats working hard in Oakland County. Kent County is another place where we pay very close attention to what happens on the ground. We've got folks working hard there. Obviously, everyone knows how much we work in Wayne County and the city of Detroit to turn out our vote there. But here's the thing. We're an 83 county operation. We work everywhere in this state. We've got folks on the ground, on the doors, on the phones in every county of this state because we know there are good Democrats and good Republicans who can vote for Democrats in all of our counties. So we are everywhere talking to everyone to make sure that we win this election in November.
So, Brian, there's some new polling out from the Cook Political Report. It shows the race in Wisconsin is tightening. Kamala Harris had a 4-point lead in August, down to 2 points now. But, of course, that's well within the margin of error. But interestingly, the Senate race in Wisconsin is tightening, too. So I wonder what you're seeing on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground, I was just on a 9-city Trump tour last week. The president was just in last Saturday at Prairie du Chien. He was in Madison. I'm a Republican from Madison. He was north of Madison yesterday and in Milwaukee, and I just found out on the way over to your studio that he's coming back in here in about 3 days. So the truth of the matter is we're energized. Wisconsin, about a 6 million person state, 72 counties. Chris, we've had 12 elections in 24 years in Wisconsin that have been decided by less than 30,000 votes. Statewide, all the numbers we're seeing internally and now externally as well, it's a 1-point race either way.
So that leads me to the obvious question. Can your ground game match the Democrats?
Absolutely. We have over 40 offices statewide, dozens and dozens and dozens of people, hundreds really, if you include all the third-party groups out pounding on doors and making personal contacts. One of the things the Trump campaign did this year that I think was very sharp was it's not just out about dropping literature and putting up yard signs. We're getting to know people at the doors with our Trump Force 47 program, where we're talking to people, swing, low propensity voters who've never voted before. And there are a lot of them, hundreds of thousands in Wisconsin. I tell our people around the state, there are hundreds of thousands of people who think like us, act like us, believe like us, live like us, but don't vote. Our job is to go get them.
So, Lavora, meantime, the Cook poll also shows Harris with a 3-point lead in Michigan. That is within the margin of error. But Michigan is the only state in which the Republican Senate candidate, Mike Rogers, is winning independent voters. So I wonder how you see this race changing since when we last spoke at the DNC for both Harris and your Senate candidate, Elissa Slotkin.
You know, our Senate candidate and the top of the ticket, the vice president, are all over the state talking to voters. The vice president's coming back later this week to be in Flint. They're working hard to secure each and every vote. And, you know, the candidate from Florida who is running for U.S. Senate as a Republican in Michigan, it needs to be here. And I'm not sure how much he is here, but I know that Elissa Slotkin is working hard and she's connecting with voters all over the state. She's moving voters toward voting. The ballots are out now. People are indeed marking those ballots for Elissa Slotkin. I feel good about the work that she's done. I feel good about her race, and I feel great about the top of the ticket. We're going to win these things because we have the message that resonates with the voters. We have the candidates who resonates with the voters. You talk about the difference between a J.D. Vance and a Governor Walz last night. You had a guy who connects with people in Governor Walz, a guy that people can understand and nod and say, I know that guy. He's familiar. He's like my teacher. He's like my coach. And when you look over at J.D. Vance, you see a slick guy. And here in Michigan, we see through slick. We see through slick and we see through flick as well when they run for the U.S. Senate here in Michigan. And folks will vote for the good Michiganders that they know and the good Midwesterners that they feel good about. So we feel good about our candidates.